Okay, Staccato HD. Is it worth it? One of the most common questions I've been getting lately, because in the state of California, these just hit the roster, they're rather pricey, and people are asking me over and over and over again, is the Staccato HD worth the $26.99 MSRP? And I'm gonna, instead of answering that question directly, I'm gonna tell you how much I struggle answering that question, how much I hate answering that question, or like I hate trying to answer that question because oftentimes I simply cannot do it. The biggest reason why I hate trying to answer that question is because it's usually not a question. It's usually phrased as a question. It usually has a question mark at the end of it. But really oftentimes when someone is asking, yeah, but is it worth it? What they are saying is that they do not think it's worth it, and they are trying to establish some sort of high ground for not spending money, or saying that you're dumb for not spending money. I think that's it's a really weird way to act on the internet, that people don't really act that way in person. Like when I show people in person my Atlas pistol that costs $6,000, everyone wants to shoot it and they enjoy it. But then if I talk about it online, people are like, I'd rather just get a Glock and a bunch of ammo. Cool. Usually the people asking that question, they're just trying to be argumentative and saying that it's stupid for you to spend your money because they must know what your finances look like. So I hate most of the time because it's not a question, it's a statement, and they're calling you names basically indirectly. The main reason though that I think it's a very difficult question to answer is because I don't know you. I appreciate that people watch my content and listen to me ramble, because as much as my wife loves me and enjoys that I have hobbies I'm passionate about, my wife doesn't want to listen to every single thought that I have, and I would never subject her to that because I have a lot of thoughts and a lot of things to say. And if I just rambled at her all day, every day, I think she would get tired of hearing about all of the gun industry drama in the world. But when people ask me, is it worth it? I don't know. I can't really answer that for you. I can tell you what I like about the gun. I can tell you its features. I can tell you how it feels for me to shoot it. I can tell you what I don't like about the gun. I can tell you whether or not I'm happy that I have it. I can tell you all of those things, but at the end of the day, I don't know what your finances look like. I don't know what your lifestyle is like. I don't know what your cost of living is. I don't know what your debts are. I don't know if having a nice gun is something that is going to improve your quality of life when it comes to your hobbies or your ability to defend yourself in the incredibly rare likelihood that you would ever have to. So I don't know. I don't know if it's worth it for you. And I can never really know if it is worth it for you. So it's hard. It's really hard for me to answer that question. Do I think, getting back to this gun specifically, so a lot of people, because I review guns as a hobby, again, I'm saying that very explicitly, this is a hobby for me. YouTube and content creation is a second job for me. I have a full-time job that pays all of my bills and buys a lot of the stuff for this channel. YouTube is not how I make my money. I'm working 20 to 30 hour weeks on YouTube and content related stuff every week for the last like 7 years. And there's been 5 of those years where I was net negative, 1 year, 2 years where I've been positive, but the amount of money that I pulled in 1 year was less than $3,000 after expenses. And last year was pretty good, but it was not, and it was below minimum wage part-time job money. So I get guns for free that I have put in 20-hour work weeks in addition to my regular job for about 8 years. So I am blessed to have put myself in the position that I'm at. I'm thankful for my parents for setting me up well to succeed in life. I'm thankful that I've been able to get a good job and a good career. And I'm thankful that my wife works and has a good, successful career. And I'm thankful that I've been able to put in the effort to get these. So I can say confidently that Staccato previously, I didn't even know. Staccato told me that this gun was not coming to the roster. So I was able to get in contact with someone I'm talking C-level exec at Staccato, and they told me, after I sort of knew the gun was coming, they told me that the gun was not coming to the roster as of like a month prior to hitting the roster. So Staccato doesn't know me, or didn't know me prior to me somehow getting lucky that one of my buddies that I know in real life met someone at Staccato and was able to kind of like grease the wheels to get me an email address. So I'm saying that because I was fully intent on getting one of these guns with my own money. Staccato did end up sending this out for review, and I'm incredibly thankful for that. But for me, this gun was and is worth the cost. And now, the main reason that this gun is worth it to me is because I've been shooting so much 2011 stuff lately, because I just got this Atlas Gunworks Titan, and I've got about just shy of 3,000 rounds through it since April. I have been shooting this gun more than any other gun, more frequently than any other gun that I own since I got it. And because of that, this is the gun I've been putting the most time in practicing with, and it's the gun that I'm trying to get the best with. This is not a suitable carry gun. This is a 5-inch, like very, very heavy, very, very large gun in every way. The safeties are huge. It's got a big magwell, 5-inch barrel. It's a thick boy. I planned on purchasing one of these to be my new carry gun. And as of August, late August, when my permit renews, this gun will be on my CCW permit. So for me, this gun was worth it because it was a more suitable carry gun that matches my super, very, very expensive, very large range and competition gun, because I want to get a lot better at USPSA style shooting. So is it worth it for you? I don't know. For me, this gun is worth it because, again, I was going to buy one, and then I was fortunate enough to have put myself in a position where I got it for free. The review process is going to cost me probably more than I will ever hope to make from ad revenue and sponsorships and whatnot. But this gun was worth it for me. So if you're asking me the question, was it worth it, or is it worth it for me? Yes. If you're asking me the question, is it worth it for you? I don't know, and I will never know. What I can say is that I enjoy shooting this gun a lot. I think that it taking Glock mags, especially in the state of California, is a huge value proposition, because not having to spend $80 to $90 per magazine on a 2011 mag, and having mags that are just way more reliable, way more resilient, way more durable, and way more common that I already own, that's huge. And it's probably a big deal for you because most people own Glock magazines. I mean, people probably own Glock magazines that don't even own a Glock yet, just because they're about as plentiful as any other gun-related item in the world. So I don't know, is it worth it for you? I can't really say. My review on the main channel is probably live at the time that I'm posting this, but yeah, I think it's a great gun. It shoots really nice. As long as you go into it knowing that this is not intended to be a competition gun, this gun is primarily marketed towards people that want a more duty or carry or home defense style firearm because it is drop safe. It takes magazines that are already acquired and owned by many private individuals and law enforcement agencies. The magazines are easier. The gun itself is going to likely be more reliable because you won't have magazine related failures that you would with a 2011 style magazine. I have a couple buddies that are cops, and one of them went to a law enforcement training seminar for law enforcement trainers. And he said that there are a bunch of guys there that, you know, during the course of their multiple day training, they had their 2011 magazines. They had them like tethered. They had strings attached to them to their belt so that when they dropped the magazine, it wouldn't hit the dirt, because they didn't want to have to clean and maintain their basically $100 magazines. So it is something to consider. The fact that it takes Glock magazines, the fact that this gun is drop safe. A lot of people, you know, didn't grow up shooting 1911s, me included. And a lot of people are unaware that if you drop a 1911 or 2011 straight down on the muzzle, the firing pin actually can have enough inertia to set the gun off and fire a round even if the safety's on. This gun has a firing pin block, so it is truly drop safe, which is why it's on the California handgun roster. I've heard rumors that Staccato is planning on bringing the 4.5-inch model to California, but they haven't even released that to the general public in any other state yet, so I wouldn't hold your breath on it. If you want this gun, get it. If you don't want this gun, don't get it. If you can afford it and you want it, get it. If you can't afford it but you want it, don't get it. Don't go into debt for guns. If you cannot afford this gun, spend half the money on a ton of ammo, do your dry fire, and get good with the gun you already have. I hope that answers your question.